What's up, motherfucker?
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
People that are in those training rooms with him know how good.
Because he just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He just, to me, I thought he was a con artist.
No,
just based off his look.
They're at edge.
Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room. Monday, February 28th, 2022. We have a big show tonight. Some big breaking news for UFC 272. We'll talk about wild college basketball weekend. James Harden in Philly, how he's looked his first couple games in Philly. Durant could be making his return this week. Plus, we have some other topics we'll get to. Before we get to that, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. That show is live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays with G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room, our sports talk show. And then we're also live Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern with G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room. Because on Monday nights at 7, we are live with a joint show with Delaware County Championship Wrestling, DCCW, Coon Dogs Corner. We do that every Monday at 7. So GSR is at 10 on Mondays, 7 o'clock on Wednesday and Fridays. And it's also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also find both shows, Easy Money, a sports betting show, and GSR Gonzo'S Sports Room, in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. We also have a new pro wrestling podcast out, G.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. It's a weekly podcast. We just dropped our sixth episode yesterday. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find it. And you can also find the video version of G.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room on YouTube at Gonzo'S Sports Room. So that way, if you'd rather see the video version than just audio, you can get that at YouTube at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. That's where we post any information about our shows. Our daily sports picks from Easy Money, a sports betting show, get posted there. Interview announcements, any kind of show announcements, everything goes to our social media. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Follow us on YouTube at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notifications of when we are live so you don't miss it. Also, if you're watching on Facebook and Twitch, please hit the follow button, the like buttons, hit the share buttons on all platforms. We greatly appreciate that as well. Also, we now have a merch store. Check out our merch store at streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports /merch. You can see some of our t-shirts here behind me. We have hoodies, t-shirts, hats, beanies. Have some new stuff going to be dropping here real soon. So check out the merch store. Get you some GSR, GWR, and Easy Money gear today. We greatly appreciate it. But all right, let's get ready to jump into some sports. Before we get started on that, we live streamed the pro wrestling show yesterday in Danville, Indiana. Warrior Pro Wrestling WPW6. It was a great show. Go check it out. You can find it on our YouTube page at Gonzo'S Sports Room. It was a great show. I would recommend going to their next show on March 27th. Matter of fact, we will be at that show. I'd like to see even more fans there this time. Had a great crowd. Good wrestling show. Get a chance to check out Warrior Pro Wrestling. Danville, Indiana. You can find more information on them at Warrior Pro Wrestling on Facebook. And you also see a lot of their flyers and stuff posted on our social media at Gonzo'S Sports Room. But all right, first we'll talk about the breaking news that came out of UFC for UFC 272. Rafael Fiziev is out. He tested positive. I'm not sure what I would say for some kind of I would say probably a performance enhancing drug, or it could have been some kind of street drug. Not sure. Haven't seen the the exact report on that yet, but he is out, and he's supposed to fight Rafael Dos Anjos. They haven't said if they have found they're going to have a replacement for Dos Anjos or if he just isn't going to get the fight on this card. So that'd be something to keep an eye out for. But Rafael Fiziev is out for UFC 272. That sucks. I was kind of looking forward to that fight. I thought them two was going to be a competitive fight. It was going to be a fun fight to watch. But that fight's out. We'll have to wait and see if they get Dos Anjos another opponent, or if he's just going to be out this fight and probably get another card. Uh, College basketball. You watched any college basketball this weekend? If you're a sports fan, you know it was a crazy ass weekend in college basketball. 9 ranked teams lost in one day. You had nine ranked teams lose in one day. Nine ranked teams lost on Saturday. And what is even crazier about that is 7 out of the 9 was to unranked teams. So out of the 9 ranked teams that lost, only 2 of them lost to other ranked teams. The other 7 were lost to unranked teams. I mean, it was a crazy day in college basketball Saturday. You had number 1 Baylor. They lost to Oklahoma State 61-54. Number 5 Southern Cal lost to Oregon 81-65. And you had number 10 Michigan State lose to Northwestern 64-62. Number 12 LSU lost to Arkansas 65-58. Number 19 Texas Tech lost to Kansas State. Number 20 Seton Hall lost to Marquette 73-72. You had number 21 Texas lose to number 15 Iowa State 79-70. Number 22 Tennessee lost to number 18 Kentucky 107-79. And number 24 Alabama lost to Mississippi State 78-76. So out of the 9 ranked teams that lost, only 2 of them lost to another ranked team. That's probably more crazy. That seemed more crazy to me than that 9 ranked teams lost. But for 7 of them to lose to unranked teams, that's pretty damn amazing. Because if you had told me 9 ranked teams lost, I was like, okay, you probably had 4 or 5 games where ranked teams played each other, so there was going to be a ranked team win. But when you look at it, and only out of the 9 ranked teams that lost, only 2 of them lost to other ranked teams. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, there was 7 big upsets in college basketball on Saturday. It's going to make for an interesting March Madness. This year, I think March Madness is going to be pretty entertaining to watch because there's no clear-cut favorite. I mean, you've had multiple teams be ranked number 1 in the nation this year. Auburn's good, Baylor's good. Well, Texas is giving Baylor a tough game tonight. I think Texas is up at halftime by like 3. They're at Texas tonight. And Texas was ranked number 19 before they lost. I know Baylor moved down to 3 after losing over the weekend. I'm not sure what all the other teams moved down, but March Madness is going to be crazy to watch because you have so much parity. You have so many teams that are even. So when you get into March Madness and the win or go home situation, you're going to get a lot of good games. You have a lot of teams. Anybody can beat anybody. There's not your teams that are like on another level. You have a lot of teams on the same level that are going to be battling. That's going to be fun to watch. I think the parity in college basketball has been good for college basketball. I think having the closer games, especially in March Madness, you get more people into it. Fans get into it more when the games are close. If you get March Madness have just nothing but blowout, you're going to lose some of the interest in the March Madness tournament. I mean, don't get me wrong, you want your big schools to win because you want them big fan bases. But it's also good to have some of those upsets as well because you get more interest in it because people get behind the underdog. People love a good underdog. People want to see an underdog in the March Madness. They want to see a Cinderella story in the March Madness. They want to see that. And this year, as much as any other year, you could very well see that because you have so many teams that are capable of beating each other. And that was proven this weekend with 9 ranked teams. 9 ranked teams lost on Saturday. And like I said, 7 of those teams lost to unranked teams. So that just shows you how even or more parity there is in college basketball right now compared to years ago. All right, let's move on to let's talk a little bit NBA now. James Harden made his debut for the Philadelphia 76ers over the weekend. And to be honest with you, he looked like a totally different fucking player. First game with the Sixers, he had 27 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds. Then he follows that up in his second game with 29 points, 16 assists, 10 rebounds, and 5 steals. I told you guys, it's all about him being happy. He's happy in the right frame of mind. That dude can still play. It wasn't that he was old or he's out of shape or his fucking hamstring was hurt. It was he wasn't happy in Brooklyn, so he started playing. He wasn't giving his full effort, and he wanted out of there. Now he's in Philly where he wanted to be all along. He's happy, and look what he's doing. He's back to being James Harden. I know it's only 2 games, but hey, I'm telling you, I think this is not what you're going to see out of Harden the rest of the season. He's where he wanted to be. He's back with Daryl Morey. He's in Philadelphia. And you got Embiid down low. You got him now. You have him up top. That's going to make the 76ers a lot better. I think. I think if Harden is going to play like this kind of, if we get this James Harden for the rest of the regular season and the playoffs, Philadelphia 76ers get this James Harden, we're going to make a deep playoff run. We're going to have a hell of a chance to be in the Eastern Conference Finals because James Harden is playing like this. It's just going to open things up even more for Joel Embiid, who's playing at an MVP level. So if 76ers get this James Harden the rest of the season, they're going to be a team that people don't want to meet in the playoffs because they're going to be tough to defend, especially in pick and roll with Embiid and Harden. Embiid can hit outside shots too. It ain't like all Embiid can do is be around the rim. And Harden can get to the rim. His step back was looking good over the weekend. I think Harden is going to make Philadelphia a lot, but even better than what people thought. If Harden's happy and he's playing like he's happy. If he stays happy and that continues, Sixers are going to be a tough team, a tough out in the playoffs. Also in the NBA, Ja Morant just put up a career high, like 47 points on the Bulls. Grizzlies get a win. So Ja Morant be in the playoff MVP or be in the MVP talk. I think he should. I think he's putting up MVP type numbers. But I think the bad thing is the MVP is a regular season award. I think it's all going to depend on how they do and how he plays in the playoffs. I think he needs to have a good playoffs before they're going to give him the MVP award, even though it's supposed to be a regular season award. But we know how that gets affected some. I just think the storyline for Embiid had to carry the Sixers all season because Simmons was out. Then now he gets Harden. But I can see a scenario where Ja Morant can play himself into the MVP. Because if Embiid's numbers drop in the second half of the season, and then you have Jokic who's having a great year, but if you have Morant putting up the numbers he's putting up, and if he can continue that the second half of the season, I can see him winning the MVP. But right now, I have Embiid and Jokic ahead of him, but uh, I think he should be up there in the talks for MVP. I do. Next thing, let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets have Brooklyn Nets traded away Harden, got Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and some other pieces. And now reports are coming out Durant to return this week. That's big for the Nets. Plus, they're talking like New York might take away the vaccine mandates. So then the Nets might be getting their Irving back full time. So things are starting to come together for the Nets at the right time. Now all I got to do is get Ben Simmons on the court. From what I read, he's still a long way away from playing. I don't even know if this dude's going to play this season. But I would say he's going to play this season, but he needs to get back soon so he can get a feel for that, the rotations and stuff before the playoffs. But if they get Simmons back and you get Irving, where he's allowed to play at home games as well because the vaccine mandate goes away, and Durant's healthy, the Nets are going to be a tough out, especially because now they have another outside shooter in Curry. I think the Nets done great in that trade. They even got Drummond as well, didn't they? So you got Drummond, Curry, and Simmons. Once Simmons gets on the court, not only is he going to help, not only can he help you offensively because he's another threat. I know he's not a jump shooter, but he can get to the rim. But he rebounds, he plays defense, he can facilitate. He can do it. To me, he's a younger Draymond Green. It might be he's like actually probably a better version of Draymond Green. If people just get over the fact that they don't shoot 3-pointers, and just watch the dude play and watch his ability to get to the rim and he can facilitate and he plays his defense. I think people really missed it when they talk about Simmons. Simmons is a lot better player than what I think people give him credit for. It's just everybody wants to harp on that he won't shoot the three in the game. But worrying about that and think about what he does on the defensive side of the ball. What he does rebounding the ball. He can get to the rim. He can facilitate, get other people get good shots. He does a lot of things to just harp and basically say he's garbage because he don't do one thing. Because I'm telling you, if he gets healthy and you get Irving back full time with the Nets and Durant's healthy, and with the bench they got, I know they don't got a real deep bench, but they got some guys on there like Curry. The net, it's going to be a fun series between the Nets, the Sixers, and the Bucks. It's going to be a fun playoffs to see who comes out between them three if all three of them teams are healthy. And that's not counting the Bulls. Who the Bulls, when healthy, I think can compete with any of them teams as well. So I mean, you got 4 teams right there that if they're healthy, people aren't going to want to play them in the playoffs because they're going to be a tough out. All right, move on. Talk a little NFL. Kyler Murray put some pressure on the Cardinals. All these reports been coming out that Kyler wasn't committed to the Cardinals and that there was a rift and he was immature, hard to get along with, all this stuff come out. Well, through his agent yesterday, they released a statement and they proposed a contract. They proposed a contract to the Cardinals for re-sign Kyler Murray, and they even in that contract, I guess it actually lowers his cap hit for the next couple of years, so they will be able to re-sign some players and stuff. But now he put the ball in Arizona's court. Arizona was trying to make it like he wanted. Now he was the bad guy. But now he's putting it on them. So we'll see. Is Arizona having second thoughts about him? Is that why that stuff was getting leaked and they're wanting to get rid of him? Or it was what Arizona was reporting true that he is hard to get along with. He is disinterested. But now we'll find out if Arizona don't at least make their look at that, make their own statement, and look at that contract and either accept that either say, okay, we'll sign that contract with you, or offer another deal. Or if Arizona's going to look like all that stuff that was leaked was just garbage getting leaked, so they could try to get rid of Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, with what him and his agent did today, released a statement explaining what they did, that they proposed a contract. That Kyler wants to be with Arizona and believes consistency is what's going to be the best chance of winning championships. He wants to stay in Arizona and win championships in Arizona. I haven't seen the contract, but from what they're saying in that statement, is the contract was pretty team friendly. I guess it reduced his cap hit for the next couple of years, so they could help free sign some other deserving players. This puts the ball in Arizona's court. Is Arizona the one that wants to get rid of him, or was it Kyler Murray that wants to get out of Arizona? I've always felt like Kyler Murray went and signed another NFL contract. I thought he was going to play through his rookie deal in the NFL, then he was going to MLB. So I mean, since he's doing this, if he does this and this is true, that he's really wanting this other contract, and he's committed to the Cardinals and wants to win championships here. Hey, I'll admit I was wrong. I've said from the beginning, my son's a big Arizona Cardinals fan. I've been telling him from the beginning that they wouldn't want to have Kyler Murray more than his rookie contract. But I mean, that's something we'll see. That'll be something we'll find out about probably here real soon. Before we get it, want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Definitely appreciate that. Don't forget to go over and check out our YouTube page. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell so you get notifications of when we go live. We greatly appreciate it. Also, this Sunday, we're going to be in Springfield, Indiana, live streaming another pro wrestling show for Summit Pro. They have a stacked card. You can find them at Summit Pro on Facebook, or check out our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Gonzo'S Sports Room. We have the show flyer and stuff posted on there. I'll be posting it again here in a little while. So come join us Sunday. Doors open at 3. Bell time is at 4. We'll be live on YouTube and Twitch at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Come join us for that. Don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. That show is live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern with G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room, and Wednesday and Friday at 7 with G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room. That show is also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also find both those shows in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find it. Also, we have a new pro wrestling podcast, G.S.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. You can find it in podcast form at Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find it. And you can also find it in the video version on YouTube at Gonzo'S Sports Room. If you would like to watch the video version of GWR instead of just the audio, check out our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about all of our shows, whether it's our daily picks from Easy Money, a sports betting show, to interview announcements, to just big show announcements. Anything to do with the show gets posted on social media. So check us out at Gonzo'S Sports Room, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Like I said, check out our YouTube page. We greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook and Twitch, please hit the follow buttons, the like buttons. Please share on all platforms. Tell a friend about us. We greatly appreciate it. And also check out our merch store at streamlabs.com/Gonzo'S Sports/merch. Thanks for joining us tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for Easy Money, a sports betting show. And we will see you guys again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern for G.S.R. Actually, before we get out of here real quick, I'll give out the picks I gave out today in the NBA, or today. Most of the games are over or getting ready to be over, but just to let you guys know what I picked. I had Pacers money line. I had the Bulls plus 4.5, the Nets plus 4, the Hornets plus 10.5. I had Baylor money line, San Diego State -2, and in hockey I had the Maple Leafs money line and the Bruins money line. Thanks for joining us. We will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Hope everybody has a great evening. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.